the plane and then something happens to the pilot. You just have to hold control panel and fly the plane.
Yes. Good. So I will just sir, you continue to exercise a bit. Patience, Gloria, so you have David stepping in today to help. Yeah, so let David help us out.
I just went live, so I'm about to share
the
link to you.
Okay, congratulations. Great. You have launched the rocket. So you send the link?
Yeah, I'm sending that right now.
Adi.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, so once we go live, sir, then we can continue. We'll begin the discussions as I told you much earlier. And by the way, that is Gloria, Barrister Gloria Ballatson. She's a legal practitioner and also a lecturer at the Nigerian Defense Academy. She teaches psychology.
Wow.
Yes. Yes, and Gloria, you've met Mr. Ejiofor. You know Mr. Ejiofor? Mike Ejiofor. He's the former Director General of the State Security.
Not Director General. I corrected it. Director.
He's Director. Oh, right.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Nice to meet you, sir.
My pleasure.
Yeah.
Good. So, David, are we set?
Yeah, we're set. I just sent you the link.
Okay.
Yeah, I said that.
Sorry, 1 second.
Yeah, I see it. We're live.
Okay.
Mashallah, we're live. 5 people are live already. Congratulations, Chief.
Okay, good.
Kudos to you.
Good, but I don't have the link yet.
I sent it on Facebook.
Okay, on Facebook. Okay. Oh, thank you. Good. David, you're a pro.
Thank you.
So, Gloria, and so I'm going to send the links to you. You can copy it and share them on your Facebook so that we have people following us. So I've sent it to you.
Okay. Ready?
Yes, okay, I can hear you. Yes, so Gloria, I've sent it to you now. I've sent the link. So please, you would do well by just posting it on Facebook or other social media platforms. So the business of the day, I'm sure, is we've been wondering that there have been the NSAS protesters, Nigerians, particularly the youths, have particularly not been happy with the SARS, which has been the Special Anti-Robbery Squad, the police unit, which was interestingly disbanded by the government. The IG announced that yesterday, which is a good thing. So, first of all, I'd like to ask, sir, I'll start with you, sir. How do you feel? How did you take that news of the disbandment?
Well, ironically, I didn't find that news funny. Banning or prescribing SARS because of the security implications. I felt that government could have, at least one or the other way, tried to maybe withdraw their services because the security implication of outright ban is enormous. We are going to witness a lot of upsurge on the crime with violent crimes. Why not hold him brief? And like I said, there are so many excesses from the SARS, abuse of human rights, brutalization, you indiscriminate dumping of people in the cells. Two wrongs you agree with me don't make it right. So I believe that government should have handled it differently. Instead of outright ban, people are aware that they have been prescribed. And criminals, and even within from the police, who exploit this and go on rampage, who will suffer? The people will suffer.
Well, Gloria, what's your take? How did you take it?
I think it's interesting. It's important to look at what NSAS is about. NSAS is a metaphor for Nigerians who are taxpayers from whom our police are paid. They are asking for an end to police brutality. NSAS just happens to be a trend because the people that are seen on the streets are members of SARS. They are the ones who the public have the interface of impunity with. They are the ones who are seen without uniforms and without identification, who are heavily armed, who quite often would stop young people who look autistic and then assume that they are Yahoo boys, or who take bribes on the road, or who ensure that citizens, extort them of money. So NSAS is not just SARS in itself, it's about police brutality. Be that as it may, the issue of NSAS is something that had to get to this extreme because Nigerian citizens had previously called for a reform of SARS. This is not going to be the first time. The response of the government before now was to reorganize SARS. At another time, they said that they had overhauled SARS. At another time, they said they had disbanded SARS. And now that they have dissolved SARS. But you see, beyond the issue around impunity and brutalization that people have complained about, SARS had long been due for reform. You would notice that there isn't a lot of armed robbery now as it used to be the case before because we have now moved to a cashless society. So you don't have very many cases of armed robbery in houses anymore. What you have is a spike in kidnap because the assumption is that when we go to the houses, we're not going to get money. So we will take the people wherever they are, their ATMs will be brought out and you extort them and get the money. So within that context, it's important that SARS by itself should have been able to move from that point of just using the normal method that they have always used to a more digitalized form of reform. But you see, it's an aberration that citizens are the ones who are calling for the end of SARS. In essence, what they're saying is that we are stuck between the robbers and the police who we see. And that's dreadful. No citizen should have to be caught in between that situation where he has to choose between the devil and the deep blue sea. And let me state what my interest is. Only last year, I was invited by the Nigerian Defense Academy to design a course for master's students in the Department of Psychology. And so we have a course now called Police Behavior. And I have tasked my students, I told them even before the matters got to this point, to say, look, it's your job to think about public perception and how it affects policing. And we need to ask ourselves the critical question whether Nigerians deserve the police they have or whether the police force is designing the Nigerian situation. And the point where we are now calls us to be able to answer that question with thought and deliberation. So this is not an us against them situation. But just before I let out my initial thoughts, I think it's important to even reflect quite critically about what's happening in the last few days, including today. So citizens are going out and they're saying end SARS. And the response by the police is to kill, is to brutalize protesters. So you see, that doesn't make sense. Now, what that does is effectively to even fuel and escalate the situation of NSAS. So we were hoping that we would see some maturity in the police. And I personally, I was hoping that we will have policemen in the police force coming out to join these protesters. Because let's be clear, there are fine policemen in the Nigerian police force. Just like you have people who the Nigerian police know that they don't make their job proud. And so this should be an opportunity where we separate the chaff from the wheat.
All right. So I just wanted. So are you? Is it something? Is it a development that you think it's right? Is it a development that goes with you, Gloria?
I will vote yes. I will vote yes because the issue around reform has gone on for too long and it hasn't worked. And this is now the Nigerians coming in one coherent chorus to say, look, you promised us reform, you promised to disband, you promised to rehabilitate. Nothing is working. So let's do away with it. So now that it's done away with, I think that the IG who has the powers to reconstruct can then reconstruct something more constructive for the issues that need to be addressed as regards crime.
That's interesting to hear. I mean, that is why we're here today. Oh, Brian, you want to say something?
Yes, I have a question for the director. Like,
okay.
If we look at from what Gloria said, like if we look at the definition of democracy, and then we use the director's experience of and the director's experience in leadership in Nigeria and current affairs, the ability of youth to exercise power. I would like the director to please tell us what he thinks using that as the background, like youths coming out to the streets, exercising their power. How does it affect the democracy of Nigeria in particular and Africa in general?
Well, as a lawyer, every citizen has a right to demonstrate, to express disgust or grievances against the government. But again, you know that Nigeria, being a developing country, people may likely hijack such process. And besides, you know that politics is read into every action in Nigeria. Before you know it, people will now start reading meaning. Why must you start? But we are luckily for us, this protest is virtually nationwide. And that is why, and you can see that it's not organized. And that was why I believe that the government took a hasty decision without considering the implications, because it was massive, even in Lagos, even following the prescription of SARS. The protest continues, even in Lekki, in Abuja, as we speak. This is not the first time, if you recall, that SARS is being prescribed. In 2017, the former IG prescribed SARS. Only last year, the current IG prescribed SARS. So what it means is that there's
Hello,
Yeah,
Kobe.
Chief. You got it?
Yeah, I'm on the stream ops, the Streamlabs ops.
Sorry?
Yeah, I'm on the stream.
Isaac, please give me 1 minute. Isaac, 1 minute, please. Let me hear Chief.
Yeah, I'm on the Streamlabs ops, the ops
Okay,
studio.
it's loading?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So you just do the same thing. You get the link and just the same drill.
And quick question: how do I bring up the screen that enables me to go live? Do I go to Topoh?
Sorry?
Hello?
Yeah, 1 minute. I can't hear you. Isaac. Yes, Chief.
Yeah, I was asking how do I bring up the link that enables me to go live on the Streamlabs
So
ops?
look at the bottom of the screen. You see go live.
Okay.
See it? You've seen it? Bottom right.
No, I haven't seen it.
So, uh, 1 minute. So you see the OBS screen, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So on the OBS screen, look to the bottom right. Towards the right, you see go live.
So what I see on the bottom right is end stream test widget.
Wait, let me tell you, Isaac. 1 minute. Uh, yeah, Chief, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So can you see that screen? Hello?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah. So
Okay, I'll join this Zoom meeting later. Let me leave this Zoom meeting and I'll join it later.
yeah, so I can show you my screen.
Yeah, Chief, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you. Okay, so what do you see?
Can I call your video call? Okay.
Yeah, I'm actually switching this to video call. Show me the screen. Let's see.
Okay. So
Yeah, great. So click on Topoh on the left, right? Click on Topoh. Yes.
yeah.
Okay, now look at the bottom screen.
Bottom right.
No, the Mac screen. The Mac screen, yes. Click on Zoom. Go left, right until you're on the Zoom meeting screen.
Okay.
Go left or right until like swipe left or right until you're on the Zoom screen. Swipe again. Look for the Zoom screen.
Okay.
Or do that thing that goes up that shows you all the screens. Yeah, check to on the top screen. If the Zoom is there, you drag it down.
Okay.
You seen it?
Yeah.
Oh, but where is the current meeting? The current meeting should be somewhere. Check for the current meeting.
I can't. Yeah, I can't see it on the Zoom.
So okay.
Okay, I've seen it.
The current meeting.
This is it, right?
Yes, but I want the screen where you can see Isaac. Yeah, where you can see Isaac and the rest. No, not there. The one where it's today's date.
Okay. This is Monday 17th.
Yes, Monday 17th.
Let me open.
So go to home. Click home. Click home.
Okay.
Click home. So that's what you see.
Yeah, this is all I
Okay,
see.
you know what? So do that thing that goes up. Let's see all the screens that you have.
Okay.
Yeah, show me. Oh, let me see the entire screen. Yeah. Up there. The first one, what is it?
Streamlabs ops. And
Second
then
one, what is it?
desktop 2,
Third one.
Google Chrome, and then
Click on the Google Chrome one. Let's see what is there. It's just Facebook.
Yeah, Facebook.
Yes. Wait, that's Facebook?
Yeah, that's Facebook.
Okay, 1 minute. Let me see if we're still live on Facebook. So what you do, right?
Yeah.
I think we should start it over. And now that you're showing me a screen, go to the OBS studio, end stream.
Okay.